Welcome to Sips and Spirits, a podcast for lovers of both alcoholic and spectral spirits. My name is Chelsea.
I'm Eric.
And we are the hosts of your lovely podcast, Sips and Spirits.
Again,
It's been
in
a
case
while.
in case you forgot in the last 2 seconds, a little disclaimer before we get started. Facts and stories are presented from various sources and we make no claims that these tales are true. We just found them to be spooky and interesting.
Cocktails and spirits are tasted for the first time during episode recording, unless noted otherwise. So that would follow in the instance of these kinds of episodes you're listening to today, where we create a cryptid cocktail to share with you guys. Obviously, we have to kind of taste test the cocktail to make sure it's up to snuff before we go and share it with the world. Because that could be a fun episode on its own, just blind creating a cocktail, but that's not what these cryptid cocktails are for.
We've done that before, haven't we?
For a live, not for a... So, yeah.
Well, I forgot how this one tastes, so it's like being new.
I know, it's been over a year, I think, since we made it.
Yeah, nothing. One last disclaimer. We want to remind you that it's fine to enjoy the spirits, but don't let them possess you. We may be a drinking podcast. We strongly encourage you to drink responsibly. As much as we love you enjoying our cocktails, there's no burning pressures to consume them.
Yeah. Be safe. Do what you're comfortable with.
Yep.
Okay, so we mentioned that this is a cryptid cocktail episode. So, what is a cryptid?
What is a cryptid? A cryptid is a creature from myth or legends that is not scientifically proven to exist, but there's many accounts or stories behind its reality.
I would just say it's a creature that can't be proven nor disproven scientifically and is usually geographically based.
There's also that too.
But yeah, that works as well.
Yeah.
So when we do these episodes, at the end of the episode of the previous cryptid episode, we have a little riddle and we give our listeners a chance to guess what that cryptid's going to be. So for this cryptid, it'd been a while, so I recently reposted the riddle for people to get their guess in. And we always give them a shout out in the next episode, even if you didn't get the answer right. And people can leave comments on our Instagram or on YouTube. And this time around, Steam and Kittens, who is our resident guesser for cryptids, we stumped her. She was not sure what this was. She did guess it was of Japanese origin, but I think you're going to enlighten us on that with some cryptid stories.
Cryptid stuff anyway.
Yeah, so how we select our cryptid cards. So typically we wrangle our spooky friends or approach favorite vendors at an event and ask them to pull a card. Literally what we do. And we obviously ask for their permission to record them. And this time around, our lovely friend, Will, who works at Carrie Ann Husson's booth. He's actually her husband, but I like calling them the booth babes. He pulled a card for this episode's cryptid and cocktail. And we're going to let you see his reaction to that right here.
Okay, yeah, so we pulled aside Carrie's husband as well. Will.
Hello.
And he's going to pull a cryptid for us as well.
Let's see what we got. My card is Imbunche.
Bunchy.
And our cryptid this episode is the Imbunche.
Imbunche.
All right, so are we ready to cheers
Yes.
this cryptid?
My throat's
I need to hydrate.
Me too.
We're starting this very sick.
Hydrate.
Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot how fun this cocktail is.
It's great for you when you have a cold.
It is very citrus forward.
Mm-hmm.
So, shall I talk about the cocktail?
Of course.
All right. So this lovely concoction is made with our lovely Machu Pisco. So we felt that Pisco was, since it is a South American liqueur, it would be a perfect fit for the Imbunche. Or I felt it did, because I do a little bit of research. Mostly I just follow off of what's on our card here, and we'll get to that in a second. But where's it from? Imbunche?
Close to Chile.
Okay, Chile. Cool. So I did look up common produce. There's a lot of citrus from Chile, and grapes are also a popular produce there. So that's why I have a grape simple syrup in this, and not just any grape. It's a dark, like the black. I call them black grapes, but they're like really dark purple grapes, and they make this beautiful, like bright purple simple syrup, which gives this lovely, like kind of reddish pink color in our cocktail, and that relates to some of the colors that the Imbunche is alluded to. Also, there's it, as I mentioned, it is very citrus forward. We'd have orange juice, lime juice, and lemon juice in this to kind of I'm under the impression I don't know everything about the Imbunche, but from what we got from the card, it would not be a very sweet meeting with this cryptid.
Oh, no.
And so we even rim the glass with saltiness because it's not a great encounter. But this cocktail I would not mind encountering. And then we have frozen grapes in here instead of ice cubes. The grapes represent the 3 legs or arms that the Imbunche could potentially have.
Body parts.
Yeah, so there's that power of 3 going on in here. So there's my ingredients. I think I covered all the ingredients, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you have any notes on this cocktail and its flavor, hun?
So it starts off very sweet. You know, there's a lot of citrus inside here. Lemon, lime, orange juice. The pisco is not too bad in the simple syrup. But then as it sits in your mouth, you get that saltiness,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like starts to get a little bitter. And it's like, and I forgot why we used 3 grapes in it. But then you were talking about, it was like, oh, I should mention about it's 3 body parts,
Mhm.
like kind of like how it walks. And it's like, oh,
Well,
you
and it
mentioned
is on the card, so.
So yeah. So yeah, no, it's a very nice cocktail. Like I said, we're both a little under the weather, so it's great for my throat.
Yeah, it's clearing up my sinuses here, and it's very. I like it.
It's not like heavy as in like, oh, it's gonna hit you like, oh, I can taste the liquor.
You can't taste the liquor,
Very
really.
palatable kind of thing, and like this.
And that was one reason I picked the grapes. It pairs really well because pisco is a grape liqueur.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do a wine because that's something else Chile is known for.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think wine would really deliver the impact like a liquor would. And we haven't done a spooky wine on here from Chile, I should say. And the pisco seemed like a good alternative because that is like a common liqueur in Chile.
Mm-hmm.
Even though this particular liqueur is from
Peru. Yeah.
All right. So if you're interested, if this cocktail sounds delicious to you, you can always find it on our website, sipsandspirits.com. We have a little tab that says cocktails. You just click on that, and it takes you to our recipes. And it is ordered chronologically, so you just kind of scroll down until you find the cocktail you want.
Go for a second one. I'll finish them quickly. Okay then.
All right.
My turn.
Your turn. Ready
So,
to tell us about the script?
I will. So once again, cards come from Classic Cryptids, deck from Afterlife Comics. Thank you, Afterlife Comics, for making these awesome things to make it a part of our thing.
Yeah.
According to Afterlife Comics, you can read this.
Do you want me to read it?
No. A disfigured human with his head turned in reverse on long, heavy curves, arms, fingers, nose, and mouth and ears. In which he walks on 1 foot or on 3 feet with 1 leg and 2 arms. Lovely little guy. So when I was trying to get back to my memory of the story,
Mm-hmm.
I kept confusing Imbunche with Esselborn.
Ah.
And then I read my notes and I was like, oh yeah, this guy. This guy. Yeah. So let's get to it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Okay. In the Chilote folklore and Chilote mythology of the Chilo Island in southern Chile. It's a lot of Chile. Goddamn. So, this legend comes from an island
A particular place
outside of
within
Chile.
Chile.
Goddamn. That island itself has a lot of weird. Weird is not the right word. A lot of colonial history.
Okay.
Kind of thing. I had it in my notes, but it was like a big old thing, like not super related, kind of thing. Very political in aspect of things, but it has a lot of like colonial history, and people believe that's part of the reason why this creature came to be, and the legends behind it and whatnot. Uh, but the Imbuche is a legendary monster that protects the entrance of a warlock's cave.
No.
Okay. The Imbuche is a deformed human with his head twisted backwards, as the card mentioned, along with having twisted arms, fingers, nose, mouth, and ears. He's a real looker. Kind of thing. Like, reading the scenes, like, whew, this guy. As mentioned, the creature walks on 1 foot, or 3 feet actually, 1 leg and 2 arms, because one of his legs is attached to the back of his neck.
I'm sorry, what?
One of his legs is attached to the back of his neck. Okay.
That's not horrifying at all.
Nope, not at all. It has blue skin and sharp teeth. The Imbuche cannot talk, and communicates only by guttural, rough, or pleasant sounds.
Guttural?
Guttural or rough, pleasant sounds. So, ladies.
And pleasant?
Unpleasant.
Unpleasant. I was like, guttural, rough, but also pleasant. What?
Unpleasant. Yes, no.
Unpleasant.
Like, kind of thing. According to legend, the Imbuche's firstborn child, less than 9 days old, that was kidnapped by or sold by their parents to a brujo chilote, type of warlock from Chile. His baby had been christened. The warlock debaptizes them through unknown means of black magic. So it doesn't matter what you did. This guy's
He
like,
tried to protect him. He can undo the
he can
protection.
undo it, kind of thing.
That seems messed up.
I mean, that's what it does. The brujo transforms the child into a deformed, hairy monster by breaking their right legs and twisting over their back. When a child is 3 months old, their tongue is forked, their teeth turn sharp, their skin turn blue, and the warlock applies a magic cream over the child's back to cause thick hairs to grow.
This poor creature.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it like willingly protects the warlock's cave?
Well, when you get a child dying, it doesn't know anything else.
Oh, that's so sad.
During his first months, the butchers fed black cat's milk and goat flesh, and when old enough, with human corpses from the cemeteries. It's like a ghoul.
A type of ghoul. The black cat milk is interesting.
Yeah. I thought it was like, interesting. Why black cat specifically? Sky cat, you know anything about this?
Well, I wonder if that has that correlation with the colonization.
Yeah, which is...
And yeah, bringing that association, right? Because black cats were always considered a bad omen. So Imbunche is not like necessarily a more ancient creature.
No. More recent. Besides guarding the cave, I'm going to read like this because I'm reading to my chest. Besides guarding the entrance to the warlock's cave, the Imbuche is used by warlocks as an instrument for revenge or curses. And because it has acquired magical knowledge over its lifetime spent guarding the cave, even if the Imbuche is not initiated into wizardry, it sometimes acts as a warlock's advisor. So kind of like, hey, let me bounce some ideas over you. Kind of thing.
It makes me think of Igor.
So yeah.
Like he's learning stuff from the mad scientist.
The warlock's like, hey, what do you think of this? And the butcher's like, no, I don't think of. Are you sure?
You thought about this, didn't you?
I did. The Imbuche leaves the cave only in certain circumstances, such when the cave is destroyed or discovered and the warlock moves to another cave, or when the warlock have a need of it and carries trash in and yelling, scaring the townspeople and announcing the misfortune to come.
Adds to resume.
I know, right?
Scares town people.
The Imbuche also comes out when the warlock takes it to the warlock's council. So, every year at the warlock ball.
So it's kind of almost like a witch's familiar in a way?
Yeah.
Huh.
When you can't get one, you make your own.
You kidnap your own, you mean?
Well, I'll get to that one then. The Imbunche is fed solely by the warlock, and it only allowed to search for its own edibles of food if it's lacking inside a cave. Okay, so like it's taught to be like I'm only gonna give you what we have.
You can only eat this. This is all that's safe.
Yeah.
And then if you can't find it, if the fridge is empty, then you can go
There you
out
go.
and get something. Okay.
Okay. Imbunche appears in pop culture a few times. In Jose Dones' magical realist novel, The Obscure Burst of Night, reinterprets the Imbunche folklore as a way of binding a male child in a sack to prevent escape or bodily growth. And travel writer Bruce Chatwin gives the account of Chilote witchcraft and the Imbunche in his book of Pelagonius. The British comic book writer Alan Moore wrote a version of Imbunche. He spelled it with a V instead of a B, similar to Chatwin's description during his run of the Swamp Thing as an antagonist to John Constantine.
The Swamp Thing. You said.
Yes, he's the writer of the Swamp Thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he did it as an antagonist to John Constantine.
Huh.
They're part of the same.
Yeah,
They hang
I
together.
know.
In the first story of Pearson, the butcher has both legs turned backwards and his tongue is not forked. In addition, the left hand has been sewn under the skin to the right abdomen area, making it appear the hand is tucked away.
Oh, jeez.
The butcher appears in the Secret Saturday animated series. In 2000, novel Portrait in Sepia by Isabel Allende, the character Aurora del Valle recalls being told about the Imbunche in her childhood. We'll get back to that.
Ooh.
In 2014, urban fantasy novelist Luke Coles and Flowers of Chole, the Imbunche is mentioned 7 times. Letters in series Imbunche appears in great numbers as Righteous Province, and it's like, and that's like a cult, like a witch, like a warlock cult from the island.
Oh.
They call it Recta Provincia, roughly translated to Righteous Province. As a common so.
I love tissues.
I'll read that one again.
Huh?
I'll read that one again.
Okay. Righteous Province, go.
In 2014, the urban fantasy novel Luke Coles and the Flowers of Chiloe, the Imbunche is mentioned 7 times. Later in the series, Imbunche appears in great numbers as Righteous Province or Recta Provincia, which is like a cult of, like a wizard cult from that island. But these were common soldiers, the Imbunches. In 2024, the urban fantasy television series Constantine, based on the comic book Swamp Thing and the Hellblazer. The title character says that the Imbunche are nasty creatures that tore out throats during the time of Noah, but were presumed destroyed by the Great Flood. A living Imbunche appears in the Saint of Last Resort. Spoiler. Constantine's friends died. Ben died because of the Imbunche. I was trying to remember that. I was like, I know we saw it.
I remember him talking about them being nasty creatures. It's
Yeah.
like coming. I can hear you in his voice.
Mhm.
Like, I love that show. That was such a good show. I hate that it was canceled,
Mhm.
but I do love that he shows up. Like the same actor who played him shows up in all these different
Versions.
Marvel
Nope.
shows.
DC's.
DC, all these different DC shows. Like he
Mhm.
shows up. He shows up in Arrow. He shows up in
Swamp Thing.
Supergirl. He shows up in Swamp Thing.
He
And
shows up in Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
We haven't seen that.
No. In the 2020 Chilean Brazilian ANSI-nominated animated film Noel of the Magic Book, Noel answers the riddle about a butcher when he's made a deal with the goblin at the tavern. So I didn't print out the whole notes about the island,
Mhm.
but like I said earlier, there's a lot of like colonialism kind of thing.
Which is sadly was very
Mhm.
common.
Very common
in
kind
South
of thing,
America.
you know, and whatnot, and it became
Wait, I'm not like being totally wrong with my geography, right?
South America.
Chile is part of South America.
Yes,
right?
it is.
Okay.
We said that earlier. I think.
Just making sure.
And so there was a group of people, the Recta Provincia,
Mhm.
which was like a cult of people like who were believed to be witches, warlocks, whatever you want to call them. kind of thing, and it became like this island became like a pleasure island for a while,
Okay.
kind of thing, and then colonialism came in and was like, no, you guys can have that and this and that and whatnot. Apparently, it's still one of the last places that had witch trials.
All too shocking.
Oh, too shocking. But yeah, so it was one of the last places that had like witch trials and whatnot.
Okay.
And so there's a situation, and we haven't talked about it much. I feel in the other cryptids episode,
Mhm.
but I was reading somewhere else about why the story is being told. If we go back to one of our first cryptids from Alaska,
The Calipalooit.
the
I've been
Kalapaloo,
thinking about that
kind
a
of thing,
lot lately.
you know, natives use that story to
As like a warning.
as a warning
Yeah.
for kids to not go out at night.
I feel like we have had this conversation on here because we
Yeah.
also talked about
And like I said, we had it in this now. We haven't had it in a while.
oh, okay. I thought you said we haven't really had that
No,
conversation
we've
here.
talked about it a few times. Kind of thing.
Because what's that show we always talk about? Where like you guys got a Phantasmagoria? Is
Uh-huh.
that it?
Yeah.
Or is that a different one?
No, that's fine.
The gravedigger.
Yeah.
Who's telling all the different stories,
Think so.
and they're like just originating from all over South
That sounds right.
America, and but it's like he tells the story, but then he also kind of alludes to what the origin or reason or purpose of that story might have been, which
Mhm.
is a fun take. If you don't know, like they talk about like the chupacabra and what might have really
hmm
been the reason for it to originate. That's always a good one.
Mhm. So, the thing I was reading is an interview between father and son and a Chilean interpreter, or they were asking about just the place about Chile and whatnot.
Mhm.
They came in conversation, and it was that
It
lady.
always does.
It was a lady, and and part of the reason for the Imbunche was to warn young women not to go out on that by themselves,
Mm.
because in part of the legend was that the Imbunche catches you, you're pregnant.
Ooh.
Yeah, like it just happens, kind of thing, and whatnot. But it was also the darker side of things. It was made to be to cover up like household abuse. You know, men who were really abusive and monsters to their family and children,
Ooh.
kind of thing. And so they created this imagery of like it wasn't.
Well, I mean, I could even see that just with any children born with deformities
hmm
and them being abused and neglected. I
Mhm.
mean, that's still a problem today. And especially you have a area that may not be as like medically advanced.
Even the mega
And-
bands, just not, you know, Latin culture is very unaccepting of deformities and stuff like that, kind of thing.
People being different.
But
I
like,
mean, you
but
run into that anywhere.
anywhere, but it was more like it was like it was a cover up for it. It wasn't, you know, Johnny's dad who did all these things. It was the Imbunche who did it, kind of thing.
Kind of like redirecting the blame.
Yeah, kind of thing to make it it couldn't be in their small town.
I mean, you trace it back. The Changeling's kind of a similar story, right?
Yeah.
Like really colicky babies getting left out in the woods.
You know, and all these cryptids have like a similar aspect where it's like they're trying. Some people are trying to tell you not to do something. Some people are trying to hide certain truths, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it is interesting, and it'd be great to look back or do like a collection of just the cryptids we covered so far, and be like, like cautionary tale or other origin. Like
terror
go
or
back
horrible
and forth.
families.
Can we like relate? Like we pretty much assume Kalapalua is intended to like warn children don't play near the ice because you don't know how safe it is, right? This is a warning about, maybe being wise on the partner you select, or
Don't be out at night by yourself.
don't be out by yourself. But then there's creatures like the Enfield monster. That's just what came to mind. What's the cautionary tale behind that? Is it?
Don't drink and drive. I don't know.
But right, so that would be kind of a fun thing to go about. But
Yeah.
it's
But yeah, no.
That last part, I don't know. That made me really uncomfortable. I don't like that. It's like we're just gonna try and hide it. We're not actually gonna acknowledge it if there's a problem, and it's not okay.
Well, like I said, when you're in a small town and then people in power are the ones doing the bad things,
I know.
it's like, how do you? I mean, Sweeney Todd, right? The movie
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's like they're doing those bad things, but they're the ones who like the law
Right.
kind of thing. And why not? Sweeney Todd, am I thinking the right one?
I don't know.
No, I'm thinking.
I mean, he kind of takes his justice into his own hands.
No,
So yes.
not Sweeney Todd. I'm thinking the other movie where.
Sleepy Hollow.
There we go, Sleepy Hollow. Same thing, same idea. Except Johnny Depp's like killing people.
In one, he's killing people. In other, he's not.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen either, you'll just have to watch them both to find out which
Yeah.
is which.
Kind of thing. But yeah,
Okay. Cool.
cool.
I mean, not cool, but very intriguing.
It's a very interesting kind of thing. Like you see it and it's like, oh, what is this like guy doing yoga? But like
I kind
no,
of feel bad for this guy.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
It makes me think a lot of was it in Diableros?
yeah, but those, yeah,
I'm trying to think if that was the right one or not. Where, because there had been a child who was pretty much raised
hmm
by these, like this coven, and they just don't know any better, and they've been tricked their whole life. That is Diableros, right?
sounds right.
In one of the
Yeah,
many
yeah.
side stories.
One
You know
of
what I'm
the- yeah,
talking
one of
about?
the angels.
It makes me think of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just
Spoilers.
it's kind of it's a little heartbreaking
Mhm.
to me.
So before we get to the wrap the call,
Well, I have my cryptid guess who.
well, before we get to that, I
Yeah.
told you
Mm.
that I was gonna write down some creepy stuff from work.
Oh, I think that should go under hauntings behind the bar.
Okay, we'll save it for later.
But
I got it right
I'm
here.
glad you wrote it down.
Okay, so
All right, so if you were intrigued by the Imbunche and you want to know what cryptid we're going to do next, or guess what it is, I've got the riddle right here, and I'm not going to read what it is. Because I've done that before. All right. Inhabiting swamplands with green, scaly skin, it has a gecko's toes and hands. Witnesses chime in. South Carolina is where this cryptid can be found, clinging to walls and trees, just hanging around.
back to the Americas.
We've got some weird ones here in the
We have a
US
lot of
of A.
weird things. People do a lot of drugs around here.
So, if you want to guess what that cryptid is, leave a comment on our Instagram, on YouTube, and you tell us who it is. Even if it's wrong, we're still going to shout you out because we love people guessing. It's very fun to see, and it's actually very impressive how some people have gotten some of these we have never heard of. So,
I'm no cryptologist, so no, most of these creatures I've not heard of. Even the ones from South America, I've not heard of most of them.
mhm.
I think it was very cool to find out. Also, very cool to find out people know different cryptids
Oh,
just
yeah.
because of what their life has been.
I love finding where people's interests lie when it comes to cryptids.
You know,
It shows a lot about a person. It's very interesting.
and now that we've done these, we know when we go to different places, people talk about this such cryptids. Like, hey, I know about that.
Yeah,
Let's be friends.
I know there have been a couple times where we're like, oh, we know what that is.
Yeah.
I can't think of what it is, but there was one recently. I was like,
I feel like we were at Midsummer Screaming, and I was talking about it, and I was like, we know what that is.
yeah,
Fuck those.
yeah. It was
And,
pretty
and
cool.
not just like your regular, like, Bigfoot, Mothman, your most popular ones, but like other ones.
Uh-huh.
Kind of thing I want that. Yeah.
Okay, so we ready to wrap this up with some hauntings behind the bar?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you should share your real hauntings at your fun new workplace.
Cool. So I got a new job, which is fantastic. I do the same thing I was doing before, but it's also
Yay. At a
uh,
different location.
a different location.
Or different environment,
Com-
but also kind of similar.
Similar environment, yes. And whatnot.
Except this environment's like 24 hours instead of just 7 to 6.
Daycare hours.
Yeah.
Okay, kind of thing. So, just because, so I have a little office. It's like as big as this window.
Itty bitty baby
Kind of
space.
thing. And one that I feel like a genius sometimes because I make magic happen. I make sure people get paid. And so I hear a bunch of things walking around and whatnot. And
I'm sorry, what?
I hear things walk, like when people walk around and stuff.
Oh, you hear things from people as they walk around. Got
Yes,
it. I thought you meant you hear things in your office walking around.
Yeah. All the time.
And I'm like, you didn't disclose that.
Well, like I told you, I didn't tell any of my stuff. No, I hear people talk about things. Hey, talk about life, talk about things, or like relationships. What their plans this weekend are. Kids, whatever. And then there was one of the employees talking to another one, and they were talking about their dog and how their dog's been acting weird, kind of thing. It's like like not normal, this and that, and it's a high, very high Latin community of employees, and so we, like other cultures, we have the evil eye, and this employee was like, oh, somebody gave him el ojo, gave him the evil eye, and he's been acting weird, kind of thing. Took it to the vet, nothing's happening, isn't that? And so the other employee who was listening to them was like, oh, did you do like an egg rub? I was like, yeah, we did the egg rub, and it came out all black, kind of thing.
What?
But then after the egg rub, the dog was like fine, kind of thing. I was like, huh, this
What?
this is all happening like in October. Like all my things that I learned were like people thought in October. So again, spooky season. People are like feeling comfortable talking about it.
Motivated when I was working at the school in Alameda, and it was like people couldn't wait to figure out what my comfort level was to like tell me, hey, this used to be a mortuary, right? And our kindergarten teacher was a mortician. And I was like, oh, cool.
Cool.
And this is the same time you introduced me to Scared to Death. And I had this little back room office, again, no windows. And this is also the same time, what was that other? There was another podcast we were listening to, Beyond the Darkness.
Beyond Darkness.
And they had talked about the creepy, like, Mickey reel of just Mickey walking and everything's decaying. And oh man, does that give a vibe. And like for a while there, I was doing like opening shifts and then closing shifts. Like I was the person closing everything up. There was no
darkness.
It was
Beyond the Darkness. That's a fun podcast.
Yeah. It got a little too more on aliens, less on everything else.
I thought it got more into like
and then they were doing a lot more true crime stuff.
There you go. I was like,
it was like a lot of alien focus, a lot of true crime stuff, and I was like, okay, like I love a good dose of aliens.
Not putting them down at all. They're fantastic podcasters.
And they're still good. Like
it's
just they lost our interest niche.
Yeah, and we haven't listened to them a while, so I don't know if they changed that or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, workplaces, fun places to talk about spooky stuff.
Yeah. So you have like what, 2 more?
We got a few more things. Yeah, let's skip it 2 more. Yeah, one that. So I started one office, and they gave me my own space just because privacy for employees and whatnot. And again, I'm just there doing my things, and the people who are not occupying my office, who I share an office with, like come one day, it's like, hey, were you knocking on the walls? I'm like, knocking on the walls, like I haven't been in my office like for the last like 10 minutes.
What?
Kind of thing. And they're like, had this like face like, we're hearing knockings here, kind of thing. And then before one of our stand-up meetings, I was talking to people at a different office, and they were talking about like, oh, Halloween and scary movies and this and that, what we like to do, and one person's like, oh, I don't like scary movies because it's really scary enough here. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, it's just two employees that share a wall. They're like their desks are facing each other, and then the rest of the room is like a meeting room. So they have like a giant table. But she's like, one of them was like, when she's not here, I hear voices from her corner, kind of thing. And it's like, ooh, that's fun. That's fun. I'm sure that's a very fun thing to do. But yeah, spooky stuff
That's
at
it?
work. That's it.
You shared them all?
Yes,
Oh, I thought you said you. It made it sound like you were eliminating one.
I did.
Oh, why?
Don't.
Oh, but I'm curious. Are you gonna save it for next time?
No. But
Are
anyway,
you gonna tell me later?
No.
What?
I know. But anyway,
Mean.
it's one of those things like I haven't gotten to a chance to like ask people about stuff.
Uh-huh.
They just been like saying it around me or saying it to me.
Uh-huh.
You know, like my probation period ends when this episode comes out.
Woo! On
So,
Thursday?
well, Wednesday
Oh, cool.
kind of thing. So I'll be there for 90 days and whatnot. So then I can be like more loose and be like, hey, you like scary shit.
You're not gonna change.
I am not gonna change at all.
Where he is on day 1 is what he is on day 100. So
Yep. Well, but yeah,
cool.
fun spooky stuff around work.
If you guys like good spooky work ghost stories, you need to check out the Halloween Collector on Instagram. She's always sharing. She works. Her workplace is haunted. She's talking about all these experiences, and it's not just like her own experiences. She does share them.
Work at Winchester.
But she also, like, all of her coworkers have something. Like, one will show up early and they think they're the only ones there, and then they hear people talking upstairs, and then they're like, oh, hey guys, and then the talking stops, and everyone else shows up right afterwards, so there were no other living beings to have been having conversation upstairs. And
do you remember?
yeah, check it out. She keeps them in her highlights on Instagram. So, the Halloween Collector.
This is someone related to us talking right now.
Yeah.
Do you remember the yellow house in one of the stories in South America?
Yes.
My mom mentioned she wants to go to that town. And I was like, ooh, can we go to the yellow house? Or whatever color house it was.
Yeah, no. What are you trying to do?
Experience.
Oh
More.
my god.
Anyway.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it.
So, hunters behind the door.
Yeah. Alright, so other than spooky hunting places, we had a lot of Halloween festivities after we talked to you guys in October.
Yeah.
Just following on the coattails of Dia de los Muertos. We built a very nice little altar. I was very proud of it.
Mm-hmm.
And we found sugar skulls. I'm so excited. You have no idea. I tried making them one year and I was like, this didn't work. And so we've been like checking like heavy Hispanic areas and have not had any luck. We ask like our Mexican hookups and they're like, we don't know where to get sugar skulls. And it's like, why not?
They're very like, they're not big metropolis things to have. They're more like smaller towns.
Yeah. Well, and it's very regional too within Mexico, right? So it was. I felt very lucky we found them, and I don't know. It just felt right to me. But October, like my goodness, we had like a mad dash to the finish because on Friday before Halloween, we went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium for a members' night. They had like a Halloween
The week before Halloween.
thing. The Friday before Halloween is what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Because Halloween was on a Friday, so the Friday before that. And that was fun. We've done member nights before. It wasn't like anything different. You got to go in costume. That was fun. Like coming up with a last minute costume. Like literally last minute. My teeth were shipping that day. And they had like a bunch of inflatables around, and then they had like cotton candy machines. Was that when we got to try the seaweed
Yes.
chips? That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So they do that at like the member nights. You get to like sample fun foods and but it wasn't like Halloween event. It was just like you get to dress up in costume at the aquarium.
Yeah.
But it was still fun, and we invited one of our daughter's friends to join us, so we got people in. It was great. And then on Sunday. So we did that on Friday, and then on Saturday before Halloween, we did the Winchester Trick or Treat Trail, which this is the 3rd year in a row. It's been so much fun. I love it. I really liked how they did it this year. I feel like they are so good about learning from each experience and adding on to that.
The neat thing about it was they still had, because it's happening at the same time as horror haunts,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so we got to walk around the things during daylight.
Yeah, we got to walk through the mazes. A couple of the mazes.
Mhm.
Not all of them, but the outdoor mazes. So the garden maze, and then they had the scarecrow maze.
Mhm.
If you guys went through the Winchester haunts, you'll know what we're talking about. Um, but it was really cool getting to go through it in the daylight. You don't often get to do that at like any haunt unless you do like a behind the scenes, backstage pass kind of thing.
Mhm.
Uh, so it was like, I think I spent more time like trying to get details because I was like, this would be a fun effect to do for not necessarily a haunt, but just like Halloween decorations in general. They did a really pretty job, and it was funny because like we went through the haunt pretty early on in the event, and everything was like there, but they didn't have no jump scares. Nothing was moving. But like the second time we went through, there were some things that were covered more because they were like, "Oh wait, this might not be so appropriate for kids."
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny to go through. But it was really cool getting to kind of see everything in the detail of daylight. And I don't know, there's just something fun about the kids running around in the Winchester Gardens.
Yep.
I
Always
think
fun.
Sarah would appreciate that.
Always fun.
And then it's for a great cause. The Val Montvale organization that Winchester partners with to put this on, they do this event, and all the money raised from it goes towards helping mental health plans for people who don't have health insurance and stuff.
Cool.
So it's really cool, especially for families and young children. So it's a good cause, and I'm glad that Winchester keeps bringing it back every year.
Yep.
So we did that, and then on Halloween night, was so excited. I got the yard all decorated, and I was like, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, there's so many trick or treaters." We're in a new place this year because I'm sure you've heard us lament about how it's like we put out a bowl full of candy, and it's still there when we come back from trick or treating because there's no trick or treaters in our neighborhood. So we're at my in-laws, Eric's family's house, and
We ran out of candy.
we ran out of candy
Like,
by 7:30, and
and
it started like around 5 o'clock.
yeah.
And we bought 6 bags of the Funhouse candy bags from Costco. Like, you have to be loaded if you're giving out full-size candy bars in this neighborhood because we were only giving out
Like
2 to 3 pieces of candy, or they could pick. We had the candy, and then we had 150 pieces of like non-candy treats.
like toys, stickers.
So yeah, we had like scratch art, spider rings, and they could get one of those, or they could get 3 candy. And actually, the non-candy stuff was really popular.
Mhm.
I was surprised, but it was especially for like those coming with like little kids, like toddlers and stuff, who aren't really going to eat all this candy. And a lot of the parents were really appreciative of that option, so I'm excited to keep that up next year. But yeah, we went through both of them. It was like crazy, and by 7:30, guys, that's like early, especially for a Halloween on a Friday night. And we still had like I literally had to like bring in decorations halfway through. Halfway through, like around 8 o'clock, because people kept coming up to the door like, do they have Halloween decorations in their yard? They must, they must still have candy. And why are you laughing?
Yeah, I'm just laughing. It's like, yeah. That was how, like, really, it's like, nope, we're
And
not.
it was like I was like so bummed because I didn't even because we went out as the sun was setting to go trick or treating with our kids, and then our little boo kind of got tired, so I was like, okay, we'll come back. He was having a lot of fun handing out the candy, and he wanted to get back to that. So he and I went back to the house, and I was like, I didn't get any pictures of the yard like all lit up, but I was like, I don't want to put everything back out, and people were like, it was a madhouse. Like we're gonna build a fence or something because people were not following the pathway lights. It was crazy. I was like, oh my god.
There's a lot of people.
I just feel like there's like
Little
ground
Monster
rules.
and I went around to keep going trick or treating when they went back inside.
Mhm.
And at one point, we're all going to the neighborhood. It's like, I see children. Like, these children shouldn't be unsupervised children. And I'm like, you, where are your parents at? And they're like down the street, like two houses. I'm like, oh, there they are. Kind of think of one that, like, I don't know who they are, but like, it was just like, it's a lot of people. And I was like, okay, this is
It was a little overwhelming.
peculiar.
I'm
kind
not
of thing.
gonna lie.
You know,
Like,
it was one of those like situations where a lot of people came to our neighborhoods to pick up to get candy.
well, and I have been. I don't know if you have, but I have like lived in a house where we do get a lot of trick or treaters. But I don't. This was like a whole different level, and it wasn't like one. There were a lot of repeat customers. I don't know if people were picking up on that. And you know what? You guys come by however many times you want. I have no prejudice against that. Lots of teenagers, which is pretty cool. Lots of adults actually trick or treating. I thought that was awesome. And my biggest quip was just that people weren't being respectful of yards. And it's like, when there's a clear path, and especially where we are, there's a street light right in front of the house. It's like you can't actually get a good shot of any special lighting you do because the street light is so bright. It's like there's no excuse. You can't say you don't know where the path is. I mean, we even had a skeleton like, don't go this way, tripping hazard, and people were still going there. And that bothered me quite a bit. Eric can tell you. I was really peeved by it.
Yep.
But that was the only thing. I did love it. Was like cool turnout, but it was also like I was a little overwhelmed. But it was cool. Like one of our son's friends like came over with their sibling and their mom, and we got to hang out for a bit, enjoy some Martinelli's cider. And yeah, we watched Scary Godmother. And
It was a
it was a good time. Yay, Halloween. Nice, cool, fun, laid back. Next year we won't run out of candy.
Next year, 10 bags.
We'll just start buying bags.
Next, I
slowly.
take a loan for candy. Yeah.
Yeah. As for things coming up, Thanksgiving is a week from the time this episode's coming out.
If you do that.
So yeah, if you do that, happy Thanksgiving. If you're not feeling in the mood for that, we can't wait to talk to you guys next month. And yeah, and I guess a little bit of thanks. We're so thankful you guys are still here hanging out with us.
Yep.
It means a lot.
We're still here.
We're still here.
We're trying to figure out how to make things work the best we can.
And I think the one episode a month is working for us. I'm sorry, we're still working on the newsletter rhythm. I've been really bad about it. And I don't think I'm going to get any better. I'm trying, but we'll see. We'll figure it out. Maybe in the new year we'll get back into it as everything settles in.
Yeah. And then keep an eye out on Chelsea's Instagram because starting Thanksgiving weekend, we'll be going to Winchester every weekend.
Next weekend, every weekend through December, we'll be at the Winchester Mystery House because they're doing some really cool stuff, guys. Every weekend they have a different ticketed event. They're gonna have well, it's sold out, so you can't do that next weekend. The Stained Glass Workshop. If you have tickets and you're gonna be there, let me know. Say hi. The weekend after that is going to be a live rock orchestra performance. The weekend after that will be the Vogels are returning with a Christmas-themed Victorian tea party. After that will be Santa is going to be at Winchester. I can't wait for that. I'm really excited about that. And then the weekend after that, they're doing a wine and paint event. They're calling it Paint and Sip. Excuse me. But in addition to that, every Saturday, starting next Saturday, they're going to be doing
Oddities Market?
The Oddities Market, and then they're also having a special open house tour is what they're calling it. So the first two front floors of the house are going to be open for you to just free explore the house. Take your pictures. It's going to be all decorated. which is really cool. There's some beautiful places I can think of just in the front of the house for photo ops. That'll be really cool. And then every 30 minutes in the garden, I think it's from 6 to 8 p.m., not the whole time the Oddities is running. They're going to have snowfall in the garden, which is not something that naturally happens. But it'll be cool to have that.
At least in Winchester.
Yeah, not in San Jose.
Other parts of the world, yes.
Not in San Jose, but so they'll be having a magical snowfall every 30 minutes, which I don't know why I'm looking so forward to that, but it makes me think of Disneyland. Like, you know, at the end of the fireworks show at Christmas time, the snow would fall down and I'd be all emotional. I think I'm going to probably cry quite a few times at Winchester.
We're not that late.
These weekends. Well, there's sometimes we definitely will be that late. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, if you guys are going, or if any of these sound fun, the only event so far that's sold out is the stained glass workshop. Because that was very limited, only 10 spots this time around. So yeah, if you're gonna be there, come say hi. Or like the Oddities Market sounds really fun. We've done it the last couple years. It's been a blast. There's Krampus there. They have other performers. They do tarot readings, Reiki readings. Those are your things. And each of the Oddities fairs, each weekend is themed too. So that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to when they have the tea party. All of the vendors and the wares. The vendors are going to dress up in Victorian costumes and the wares are like Victorian themed. So I'm like, oh, that's going to be so fun. You have a face, I'm worried.
That's going to be your Christmas present, apparently. Gee, that's going to be expensive. There's that.
So that's what's happening behind the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Ready to wrap it up with a thanks and last call before we finish these cocktails?
Yeah.
All right. This is you.
Oh, thanks for sipping along with us. We want to keep those spirits flowing, so please be sure to show us support and review by subscribing to our podcast. If you enjoy the show, be sure to share with others.
You can find us on all podcast hosts or YouTube. We do have a website, sipsandspirits.com. We also do some stuff on Instagram and not at the moment TikTok, but I'm hoping maybe in the new year. Again, we're still kind of settling into stuff and getting back into the rhythm. So, but we do keep coming up with ideas that we think would be really fun.
Yep.
So hopefully
We'll see.
We'll get back in that rhythm and figure it out. And if you don't feel like social media, I do not blame you. You can check out our email newsletter via sipsandspirits.com/happyhour. Even if we're not sending out emails at the moment, you do get an introductory email which has a good lay of the land of what to expect from us.
Yeah.
So yeah, and with that, are we ready to close this tab and cheers?
Yep.
All right.
Finish the last drink. I'm saving this.
Sip. Cheers.
Cheers.